Hi everyone, welcome back. I am so sorry that some of us missed Monday circle time, so I am going to read the chapter 2 of The Mouse and the Motorcycle for all of you, so we can all be catched up, or you can all be caught up by next Monday. All right, the motorcycle. Except for one terrifying moment when the boy had poked his finger through the mouse hole, a hungry young mouse named Ralph eagerly watched everything that went on in room 215. At first, he was disappointed at the size of the boy who was to occupy the room. A little child, preferably 2 or even 3 children, would have been better. Little messy children were always considerate about leaving crumbs on the carpet. That's true. Oh well, at least these people did not have a dog. If there was one thing that Ralph disliked, was a snoopy dog. Next, Ralph felt hopeful. Medium-sized boys could almost always be counted on to leave a sticky candy bar wrapper on the floor or a bag of peanuts on the bedside table, where Ralph could reach them by climbing up the telephone cord. With a boy this size, the food, though not apt to be plentiful, would almost be sure to be of good quality. So because the little boy is only, I think he's about 9, he won't be as messy as small children, but he definitely will eat more than other small children. The third emotion felt by Ralph was joy when the boy laid the apple core by the telephone. This was followed by despair when the mother dropped the core into the metal wastebasket. Ralph knew that anything at the bottom of a metal wastebasket was lost to a mouse forever. A mouse lives not by crumbs alone, and so Ralph experienced still yet another emotion. This time, food was not the cause of it. Ralph was eager, excited, curious, and impatient all at once. This emotion was so strong it made him forget his empty stomach. It was caused by those little cars, especially that motorcycle and the sound that the boy made. That sound seemed to satisfy something within Ralph, as if he'd been waiting his whole life to hear it. Went the boy. To the mouse, the sound spoke of highways and speed, of distance and danger, and whiskers blown back by the wind. The instant the family left the room to go to dinner, Ralph scurried out of the mouse hole and across the threadbare carpet to the telephone cord, which came out of a hole in the floor beside the bedside table. "Ralph!" scolded his mother from the mouse hole. "You stay away from that telephone cord!" Ralph's mother was a great worrier. That's just like my mom. She worried because their hotel was old and run down, and because so many rooms were often empty with no careless guests to leave crumbs behind for mice. She worried about the rumor that their hotel was to be torn down when the new highway came through. She worried about her children finding aspirin tablets. Oh. Ralph's father had tried to carry an aspirin tablet in his cheek pouch, so like this. But then the aspirin had dissolved with unexpected suddenness, and Ralph's father had been poisoned. Aspirin is medicine that you take if you have like a headache. So it doesn't affect humans, but if you are an animal and you eat an aspirin, it's bad news. Since then, no member of the family would think of touching an aspirin tablet, but this did not stop Ralph's mother from worrying. Most of all, Ralph's mother worried about Ralph. She worried because he was a reckless mouse who stayed out late in the daytime when he should have been home safe in bed. She worried when Ralph climbed the curtain to sit on the windowsill to watch the chipmunk in the pine tree outside and the cars in the parking lot below. She worried because Ralph wanted to go exploring down the hall instead of traveling under the floorboards like a sensible mouse. Heaven only knew what dangers he might meet in the hall. Maids, bellboys, perhaps even cats. Or what was worse, vacuum cleaners. Ralph's mother had a horror of vacuum cleaners. Ralph, who was used to his mother's worries, got a good running start and was already half up the telephone cord. "Remember your Uncle Victor," his mother called after him. Ralph pretended not to hear. He climbed the cord up to the telephone, jumped down, and ran around to the row of cars. There it was on the end, the motorcycle. Ralph stared at it, and then he walked over and kicked a tire. Close up, the motorcycle looked even better than he expected. It was new and shiny and had a good set of tires. Ralph walked all the way around it, examining the pair of mufflers and the engine, and the hand clutch. It even had a little license plate, so it would be legal to ride it. Boy, thought Ralph to himself, his whiskers quivering with excitement. Boy, oh boy. Feeling that this was an important moment in his life, he took hold of the hand grips. They felt good and solid beneath his paws. Yes, this motorcycle was a good machine, all right. He could tell by the feel. Ralph threw a leg over the motorcycle and sat jauntily on the plastic seat, so he was like really loving it. He even bounced up and down. The seat was curved just right to fit a mouse. But how to start the motorcycle? Ralph did not know, and if he did know how to start it, he could not do much riding up here on the bedside table. He considered pushing the motorcycle off onto the floor, but he did not want to risk damaging such a valuable machine. Ralph bounced up and down on the seat a couple more times and looked around for some way to start the motorcycle. He pulled at a lever or two, but nothing happened. Then a terrible thought spoiled his pleasure. This was only a toy. It wasn't going to run at all. So there's a picture of Ralph trying to get on the motorcycle. I'm going to pause that there, and we're going to continue in the next video.